Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we are going to be reading some April new releases. Now, I am excited for the month of April in general because on my new releases list that I keep, I think I have 10 books coming out this month. And of those 10, I'm pretty sure 6 to 8 of those are highly anticipated reads for me. So this is where I'm thinking we do a 2-parter video where I read 3 to 4 in this video and then 3 to 4 in another reading vlog later in the month. I don't know all the books that I want to read in this one, but I definitely know the one I want to start with. I made myself a strawberry matcha this morning. I was holding out on a taste test so I could do it with you guys. So as I was trying to do this intro and thinking about what I wanted to say, I was just sitting there staring at my drink no, but when do I get to taste it? Wow. So good. I made a strawberry syrup puree thing at home last week, and so it probably made, is this my 4th one, 5th? I probably have 2 more left that I could do with what I made. So cost effective because I swear I spend $8 to $9 on a matcha the moment I want to add some vanilla and strawberry. So it is currently April 2nd when we are starting this reading vlog, but I am so excited to announce that we are going to be kicking it off with an April 22nd release of A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'm so happy to have this ebook. I also have the audiobook from LibroFM's ALC program, so I kind of want to review all 3 options of reading where you're just reading physically, you are just listening to it, and you're doing the hybrid. I want to be able to say this is a good audiobook, or I really just recommend reading it physically, or the hybrid experience is immaculate. You never know with Emily Henry. I just did my 2nd reread of Beach Read where I annotated it like it was my Bible, like it was my journal. Beach Read and Happy Place are my 5-star Emily Henry, so I'm hoping we walk away with another 5-star read. Okay, I just got to a nearby park where I brought my book. Honestly, I want to take a couple pictures, but I feel like we should just read the first chapter before I go back home and figure out work stuff. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. I have my matcha, I have some snacks, and I'm going to get to reading. Can I see? Not really, but is it kind of a vibe? Yes, I just got out of the shower, but I also reached the 25% mark, so I wanted to give you my first reading update on Great Big Beautiful Life. It's hard to talk about it when, it's a non-spoiler, so I kind of just want to give you my initial thoughts and opinions. Something I love most about Emily Henry is the way that she describes places, the way that she has her dialogue amongst not only our main characters, but also the side characters that come along. I just feel like she writes it in such a conversational way. It does not feel forced, it just feels very real, and I just really enjoy that about all of her books, whether or not I give them 3, 4, 5 stars. And so that's how I'm feeling about this as well. It is no different. Something I also realized while reading this was I was trying to picture who our female character is most like in other females that she's written, and I literally can't think about it. And the fact that Emily Henry can write her Emily Henry romances, yet all of her characters are different, is just so impressive to me because they all have that Emily Henry feel, yet you can find yourself within all of these different female characters. And I think that is something that Emily Henry does so well, which is just writing a character that makes many women feel seen. And I've just really enjoyed seeing that at this point, thinking about all of the women out there that I am literally her. I haven't felt that, and to me I think I said this, if I didn't, okay, but I really relate to January and Harriet the most in her books so far. So I wouldn't say that this female character is similar to them, but we'll see if this one also beats my test of can I give an Emily Henry book 5 stars that I don't relate to the female main character. We'll see. Right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm really curious what's gonna happen after what I just read because a scene just happened that shocked me, did not see coming, and I'm but what's gonna happen now? So I think I'm gonna stop reading for tonight though. I need to do some other reading and get some other stuff done, but cheers to my first update on Great Big Beautiful Life. I just reached the 50% mark of Great Big Beautiful Life, and I am happy to tell you that this did not go downhill like I feared. Remember my last update, I said that a scene had just happened with our main characters that just made me nervous for the rest of the book. It didn't really fit Emily Henry's like formula with her romances, and so I was just like, wait, but what does that mean for the rest of the book and like where we're going, especially with our main characters? So I should have kept my mouth shut. Like, and Emily Henry, we trust. I should have just trusted the process, trusted the system. That's on me. So I am happy to tell you that I'm just really enjoying this. I think a couple things that stick out to me in this one so far is Emily Henry's dialogue. She is just so good at it. It makes it feel like I'm just reading a real conversation between two people that happened in the real world rather than just reading dialogue from an author that wrote a book, if that makes sense. Doesn't feel fictional or forced or fake. It just feels like a normal like banter or back and forth with someone. I really love that. And something that like this is reminding me of Beach Read. I don't know if that sentence made sense, but in Beach Read, when we're following Gus and January, they're swapping genres. We're seeing them like write the respective genre, right? So we're seeing January firsthand writing this literary fiction about a circus, and the way Emily Henry gave us glimpses of that story had me like, no, but Emily, I actually need you to write that book because I want to buy it. I want to read that story. I want to see it come to life. Like, I think you could do it, and I think I would give you my money. That's kind of how I feel about this. So because we were following these two journalist writers fighting for, you know, their chance to write Margaret's biography, we are getting glimpses of Margaret's story, of her drama-filled life and family and experiences, and I'm eating that up. I'm like, no, but Emily, like, I need you to write Margaret's biography. Like, where do I go buy that? Like, I'll give you more money. Like, I love that she writes a story within a story that makes me want to just give her more money. I think she just does it so well, and those are like the two things that are really sticking out to me in this, and so I'm really liking it. I'm excited to finish it tomorrow. I'm off of work tomorrow, where I was also off of work today, but I had a lot of like errands and stuff to run and like just things to do. So tomorrow I don't really have anything going on. So I'm hoping we can finish this, and then depending on time, maybe start our next book. So I will see you tomorrow when we continue on with our reading. Okay, I don't know how well you can hear me. I'm at the beach. The ocean is oceaning with its loud waves, but I just wanted to say hello, hi. We are gonna do a little bit of reading. I just ate a delicious bagel. I have my drink. It's the lemon iced tea from Half Day. Yes, Half Day. Perfect, refreshing like drink for just like a beach time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get settled and continue on with Great Big Beautiful Life. I just got back in the car. I was at the beach for a few hours, which just felt so nice. I didn't want to read for that full amount of time, but it was nice to like pick up the book. I read for an hour on my Kindle, which I'm happy to announce I was actually just reading physically. So I felt like my brain was just honestly so relaxed being like by the water, listening to the waves, just like being at the beach with the sun. It was so perfect. I felt like my brain just like relaxed, and so I was just reading the book physically. I did not need the audio to like help me focus or anything. Obviously that made me a little bit slower a reader because I was just like reading some, then like maybe I'd flip over onto my stomach or onto my back, and then I'd like look over if I saw movement or, you know, like heard noise or whatever. So a little bit slower of a reader, but I did read I think about 10%. So feeling good. I want to go ahead and head home. I need to run to the store first, but then we're gonna head home and finish this book. I have just finished Great Big Beautiful Life, and as much as I quite literally finished it 5 minutes ago and am still kind of processing everything that happened in the last 30% of it, at my core, I know how I think and feel about this, so I do want to go ahead and talk about it. At the beginning, I said, I have never given an Emily Henry book 5 stars that I did not relate to the main female characters. Like January, Harriet, I am you, you are me. And I said early on into reading this, I think in my first update, like I'm not seeing myself in Alice, but you know, like we'll see just if this book like breaks that Emily Henry formula for me, and I give it 5 stars. This book is 5 stars to me, and I see 0 of myself in Alice. This was unlike any of her other books to me. I feel like she has typically written where your main 2 characters, it is their love story and everything is about just them and what they're doing, what they're thinking, and how they're feeling, right? And then it's like their interactions are 100% really of this book. With this, because of the biography that they are writing and interviewing and like exploring as journalists, like if they, you know, if Margaret says something, they're like, oh, like that was interesting, like I want to dive more into that, I need to do research into that. Like you saw them as journalists, you saw them growing their own romance together, but you also got the story of Margaret. You actually get this full, complete story of Margaret's life in the process of their, you know, interview sessions. And that is what made this book, I think, stand out to me, because I was so enamored with Margaret's life. Like, I wanted to know everything. I would love to just buy a book regarding Margaret's life. And I think that is what elevated this book to be the first 5-star Emily Henry book that I give, that I do not relate to the main female character. I loved it. I loved our 2 main characters, them getting to know each other, that romance kind of being different than her other romances as well, along with getting a whole story of Margaret, because in Beach Read, we do get glimpses of a secondary story that, you know, January is writing, but it's like, what, no more than 5-10 pages max. This, like, it's 40% of the book, and I love that part of it, because I think without that, it would not have been a 5-star. It would have been maybe like a 4, 4.25. Like, I really enjoyed our main characters, but the storyline of Margaret just elevated everything for me. I can't believe we're starting this video with a 5-star read. Like, that makes me so nervous for the other books. So I'm gonna sit and process and then think about which book would be good to start next. So it's the next day and I haven't decided which book I want to pick up next, but I'm about to head out the door, so I wanted to update you guys on kind of my thought process for picking my next read. I am heading to LA today with a couple of my friends. We are gonna go get brunch, go to the Rip Bodice, maybe another cafe, another bookstore, kind of just depending on what we want to do. But most importantly, I get to be passenger princess today. So I want to take advantage of that to kind of test the water with a couple books and then decide which one to continue. So I have both Say You'll Remember Me by Jimenez and Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings downloaded onto my Kindle. I also have the physical books, but I just wanted to bring my Kindle today because I don't want to lug around a bunch of physical books nor be like limited to just one book, so I figured the Kindle route is perfect. So on the drive up, I think I want to read like a chapter or 2 of each of them and then decide which one kind of got my attention more, and then I'll decide which one to continue with. So I will probably update you guys whenever we get home. I'm vlogging today with like my weekly vlog, but I will see you guys when I get back and let you know which one I am choosing to read next. Can I just say that it is out of the kindness of my heart that I just stopped reading so that I could give you guys a reading update. Like, you should be thanking me. I hit the 25% mark of a Say You'll Remember Me, and I just wanted to keep going. I will keep going, but I felt like the respectful thing to do was to give you guys those initial thoughts. Otherwise, I was gonna hit that 50% mark next, and then I would have finished the book and I'd be like, I accidentally read this in one sitting, I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay, so I actually didn't do any reading today to kind of like figure out which book, like while we were driving up to LA or back, and I got back home and I was like, okay, I need to figure out what book. And so I just picked up this. I picked it up, I read the first chapter, and I felt like within the first chapter, I was like, no, like I'm vibing. I don't even want to pick up the other one and see kind of, you know, like if I like Conditions of Will more, like let's just continue this. Next thing I know, I'm 25% of the way into the book. What? I'm having the best time. I currently have a basketball game on, and I am actually reading this on my Kindle. I love it. I love it. Like, is it that 5-star feeling? Not necessarily, but is it giving bingeable? Yes. Did I have a little bit of a cringy moment at the beginning? Also, yes. I'm still having a great time. I'm still curious how this is gonna end up. Like, the premise of this is these two cutie patooties basically have the date night of their life, the first date of their life, but her life circumstances, just like timing's not great, right? Does it say even, her family is in a crisis and any kind of relationship would be impossible. So basically they have the night of their life and then she begs him to forget her, to remember their night together as a perfect moment, as crushing as that may be. Spoiler, he's not gonna forget. It was so fun. Like, honestly, the description of their first date, I was like, you guys, is that perfect or is that like perfect? I mean, he's a hot veterinarian, so that does help. But yeah, no, this is just a fun book. Like, it's very bingeable. I'm flying through it. I'm really loving the dialogue in this. I've read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. I think those are my only Abby Jimenez books. I really enjoyed Yours Truly. I felt like even the jump from that to Just for the Summer, there's a big jump in the way she was like storytelling. I don't know, the like depth of the characters along with her dialogue. It felt a lot more like of that Emily Henry-esque, where I said, you know, Emily Henry writes dialogue in such a way, I feel like I'm not reading words that an author created, but instead just like a real life conversation that two people had. That kind of gives that vibe. I felt like the back and forth. I was listening to the audiobook a little bit as well. Like, I started out just reading physically. Honestly, had no problem with that. I was enjoying it. I just also had the audiobook, so I kind of wanted to see what that was like. The audiobook is also fun, and I felt like that's where I felt a lot of that like back and forth with the dialogue. I was like, no, like there's like some fun one-liners or some fun like quick responses, you know, so I'm enjoying it. I'm liking Xavier and Samantha. I'm curious to see like what's next, because at first 25% I was like, oh man, like that was so much fun, and now like they both just kind of need a hug, you know what I mean? Like, get these people a hug and maybe a second date. I'm gonna continue reading. I will probably just see you guys in the morning with an update. If I read beyond 50%, I read beyond 50%. Last night I ended up reading a little over 50%, I believe, and so I just want to sit down, lock in, and finish this book. I'm gonna get comfortable on the couch. I'm done working for the day. It really shouldn't take me more than a couple of hours. Like, it's not that big of a book, so I'm excited to finish this. I'm just like giddy. Like, it's not a 5-star feeling giddy, but it's just like, I want to pick this back up. I want to see what is next. Like, our characters are so fun and bingeable to read. Like, I like this. I am enjoying this. I could see how the like topics discussed in this with mainly our main female character, like I could see how that could be like hard for someone if like they have experienced that within their own life. But for me, I'm just like the empath. I just like feel for her, but I don't have the same like emotions attached to it because I haven't experienced that like firsthand with my own family. So I could see, like, I saw someone put how they really just wanted to like read to escape, and like this was just like some hard topics discussed, and I was like, no, like I could get that being like making this less enjoyable in that sense, and it's just kind of like hard to read emotionally. But for me, I feel like I'm just like able to be the empath I am towards her and towards them and their situation, and just kind of like this feeling of right person, wrong time like vibe. So I'm really liking it. I'm really liking him. He is such like a golden retriever in a way, because he wants her. He is down bad and he wants to put in that work to like just be around her, and it is just so precious, and it gives the vibe of like never settle. Like, women never settle. I'm gonna lock in, finish this book, and I will see you when I'm done. It is the next day, and last night I did finish Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I think I recorded myself finishing the book. I saw I had like 5% left, and I was like, wait, like it's happening, everyone stay calm, like we're gonna see how this book wraps up. I was already feeling so emotional, like it was so good. It was so good. I feel like this book made Abby Jimenez an auto-author for me. I had read Yours Truly, I think last year, but obviously that book had been out for a while. And so I feel like from Yours Truly to Just for the Summer, I noticed a jump in her writing and her storytelling ability that was like, wait, I love Just for the Summer so much. I gave it 5 stars. I think I gave Yours Truly 4.5, but I think I gave it 4.5 because I just felt so seen with that like overthinking anxiety rep in a way. And I was like, wait, no, like this is so good. This is so relatable. I was like laughing at these certain things that our main male character was doing. But then Just for the Summer, I didn't relate to our main characters at all, but I just had such a great time reading it that I was like 5 stars. This felt like that to me. It wasn't that 5-star feeling, but it very much felt like I just enjoyed her storytelling and her writing and the way that like she communicates with the side characters, interlaced with the main characters, and just like real life scenarios. I can definitely see though how this book would not be for everyone. I could see the like darkness that our main female character is going through with her family, and like the hardships of that could be very hard for people to read, especially if they personally relate to it and they would want like the escape from books, the escape with reading like a rom-com or just like a romance book. Like this is not that for so many people, I'm sure. So if you have read this, I'd be so curious to know what you think. Spoiler thoughts should be sent to my like Instagram DMs. Do not post like spoiler thoughts down in the comments. But I really enjoyed this. I had a great time with it. I think I just really loved the like easiness of it, not with the topics, but just how easy it was to read. Like I binged this in like 2 sittings. Not every author can do that, but Abby Jimenez could do that. I really liked the right person, wrong time like essence of this book, but how they wanted to work for this. They had the time of their life on that first date that they said, I feel like we have to try. And I just loved that. I love love. I love romance. And I think this just like gave me hope. It made me go, this is your gentle reminder to not settle, babes. Like, get yourself a hot vet. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed this book. I'm leaning forward to 4.5 stars. I'm just not sure yet. So I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna sit on it. But next up, we have The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I need to actually leave. I need to go to work, but we are starting that hopefully today. I actually am going to an author's like event signing thing for Enchantra. Yeah, so I'm doing that tonight. I'm just not sure how much like reading I'll get done, but nonetheless, that is the next book that we are starting, and I am very excited. Been a couple days since I last chatted with you guys. I think it was last Tuesday when I checked in before leaving for the Enchantra release party down in San Diego, because I wanted to tell you I was starting Conditions of Will, and I hope to read some of it on the drive down and a drive back. I did start it. I think I read a couple chapters on the drive down, but on the drive back, honestly, we were so exhausted and kind of just like chatting, yapping on the drive back. So that was Tuesday, and it is now Friday. So I haven't done any reading since then, honestly. Life in the universe worked together to throw a wrench in my plans the last couple of days. Let's just say it was an expensive push lesson, and I don't have my car right now. So I've been dealing with that the last couple of days, but I say push because honestly, outside of dealing with that and like, yeah, the finances that will have to go towards my car, it has been a great push to force me to relax, and I have been like tackling some home projects I've been neglecting, and it feels like the last month and a half I really was just like on the go so much, like hanging out with friends a lot more often. And on the days I wasn't hanging out with them, I was like filling it with these like productive tasks that I couldn't just find myself to sit down and relax. It was always like go, like you have to do these things, or like I was leaving my house thinking I need to go do things on my days off or something. And so the last couple days I've just been on my couch. I did work on Wednesday, but yesterday was just like a full no work day, and I went to the pool for a little bit. I've been tackling home projects, little things that I've just like neglected, like I said, since moving in, and so it did feel like a good, like, productive couple of days for like mental health in a way. So I mean, I really didn't need the universe to like pull that card to make me slow down, but it is what it is. So hopefully I get my car back soon, but until then, I'm feeling settled now with everything, and I'm ready to like get back into reading. I picked up Tower of Dawn last night as like the first time picking up a book in a few days, and it was so nice to just like sit and read last night. And I only have like 60 pages left of the book, which is crazy because then Riley and I head into Kingdom of Ash. So wow. But I'm ready to pick up Conditions of Will today and like really make progress in it. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend, and then that will close out this part 1 of the new releases reading vlog. And then I think the next one I'll like start next week, and that will be really like fantasy heavy. I feel like it made sense to group these like romances-ish like together, and then the next one being a bunch of the fantasy releases that came out in April or still coming out in April. But okay, I'm gonna get like settled and kind of figure out what I need to do, like make sure I have some things that I need to return and pick up. Like everything is something within a walking distance, which is nice. So I just need to figure out kind of how I want to structure my day, and then I will check back in with you guys whenever I'm ready to get ready. I'm here to give my first reading update for The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. As you guys saw yesterday, I was gonna read, and then I took a sharp left turn and decided to tackle my gallery wall. So I like painted all the frames, I got my art prints, it was so fun. But this morning I just sat down and read a good chunk of the book. I think I'm on chapter 13, a little over 100 pages, so around like 20-25% of the way into it. I've missed her writing. Jessa Hastings has just such a unique writing and like storytelling and descriptions of stuff. Like, it is very uniquely her, and I just really enjoy how she describes people and emotions. She like makes these metaphors and just like these comparisons that you would never think of, but then you're just like, you know what, you're so right. I just really love being back in her writing. And so this book, I don't know if this is supposed to be a series or a standalone, but I didn't even read the synopsis. But we are following Georgia, and Georgia is part of a complex family, like a complex Southern family, where she's having to return back home because her father has passed away. And in this, we are meeting our main male character, Sam. I don't know if in the synopsis they say kind of his relation, but when she gets back to the house, like her family house, he is there, and she just has this like instant attraction towards him. And it's such a funny like first interaction, but then also like you just see kind of her pull to him, and I just really love how that is told. And so yeah, you're just kind of dealing with this complex family where she really only connects with one of her siblings, and then the rest, honestly, just chaos and very like Southern stereotype and like a Christian. I don't know if it's Christian or Catholic. Does it say in here? It doesn't. I mean, I think it said it in the book, but they're just religious, you know, like the stereotype of like someone that is just very deep in their religion, but on the wrong side of it, you know, like very judgmental towards anyone and everyone. And it is just so interesting. She is writing, like, The Conditions of Will is this like religious book that she is touching on like faith and the way people perceive it and live it. And I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this book. So I'm curious. It does touch on who Sam is, I guess. So it says that Sam is her brother's AA sponsor. So kind of like addiction is also kind of touched on here. And as someone that like has had like experiences with that, like family history kind of thing, it is so interesting to read about it. And I feel like that mixed with like the faith discussion, I'm really enjoying that part of this, as I know we are also going to dive into Georgia and Sam's romance, and whatever that is going to be with Jessa Hastings, it is not going to be straightforward. I know that much. So I'm going to take a break now. I need to get ready, but that is my first update for the conditions of will. It's the next day and I'm ready to dive back into the conditions of will. I hope to reach about 50% today. Like, that's my goal. If I go further, I go further. But without an audiobook, I mean, it's gonna take me longer to read. So I am like a physically slow reader, but I can listen to audiobooks pretty quick. So I feel like that makes me appear like I am a faster reader than I am. So we're slowly and surely reading this book, but I mean, I'm really liking it, so I feel like it's not gonna be hard for me to like want to continue to read it. Also, it's been gloomy all morning and I'm finally seeing some sunshine, so maybe we could go sit out at like a nearby park or just like grass area for even an hour to read. That could be nice to like just get some fresh air. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into this. Also, I just have to tell you, this is my new favorite thing. Putting my hair into these 2 braids. I think like the trend has been like putting them kind of like behind here, like under pieces. That was too much for me this morning. But just doing this, I'm on top of the world. Like, I do not have those like layering, framing pieces just constantly in my face, constantly like having to touch them, put them behind my ear. Like, I just feel, I feel amazing. So catch me with this hairstyle all summer. Okay. I'm gonna get situated and think about if I wanna go outside to read now, or I wanna read like on the couch a little bit and then move outside. We'll see, but I'm excited to get back into the book because I was raving about it to Riley, like in the best non-spoiler way that I could, because she hasn't even read Magnolia Parks yet. So it's like, you know, she doesn't like fully get it, but I'm like, no, like I'm just so excited to be like back into Jessa Hastings' world, and like this has 5-star potential, and I feel like I'm just really gonna love this book. So I'm excited to continue to read it, and I will check in with you guys whenever I reach that 50% mark.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone.
I just reached the 50% mark and I am absolutely loving this book. I posted an update on Goodreads with the quote, "He's the song no parent ever loved me enough to sing." Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just love her writing and the way she describes emotions and people, and it's just so perfect. It's just so unique to me. Like, Jessa Hastings writes complexity so well. Like, whether or not it's between just like one character and people, or about like this whole family in this case, like you're getting like the psychological aspect of all of her family members. But because of that, like it's just so like complex, and you can see that then in your own life when you're thinking about certain situations or like the reasons people say or do things, and you're like, yeah, I think I've been in that position either myself or like with friends or with family or whoever it may be, like a lover or whatever. Like, it is just so wow. Like, her and Sam, my freaking heart, man. Like, my freaking heart. I feel like Jessa in general, like when I think about Magnolia Parks, like there's not this overarching like plot, so to speak. It's just like these people living their lives in such complex ways. That's how I feel about this. Like, the plot being the fact that like her dad has died and like she's suddenly brought back to have to deal immediately like with all of her family and like events that have happened in her youth and all of that. But like, it's not like a main conflict, if you will. I don't know how to describe, like, I don't want to say like no plot, just vibes, because that makes it like seem lighthearted, and I feel like it's not that. But like, you're just really watching these people live a very complex life. Like, all their emotions, all their relationships with each other, with themselves. It is messy, and it's just like devastating and heartbreaking at times. I just like feel for all of them in different ways, and it's just like so interesting. Like, it's so interesting about the psychological side, but also like the religious side of this. I really like how everything is being discussed, and I don't know, also like the addiction side, like we're getting so much controversial topics and like touchy topics thrown into this, and Jessa Hastings is going in like head first into the deep end, and I just respect that. I respect that, and I'm really enjoying this book. So I will probably update you guys hopefully when I reach the 75% mark, and then we will finish this. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow. The next day, and last night I did reach the 75% mark. I am absolutely eating this book up. The fact that I'm reading it as fast as I am as a physically slow reader, chef's kiss. Like, thank you, Jessa, because the way she writes is just such a stream of consciousness that I feel like it's just so easy to read and easy to fly through. Like, you feel like you're just in Georgia's head thinking those thoughts without like the grammatical perfectness of sentences. Does that make sense? Like, I just love the way that she writes so much. I'm also equally terrified of the last 25% of this because Bestie Georgia, our main female character, she is holding this kind of secret from her brother Oliver, the one that she's kind of like the closest with. And I'm terrified for Oliver to find out. And I just like, yeah, like I'm scared for that. But other than that, I am having a great time and I look forward to finishing this book today.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing. Faces merge.
Wow, okay. I literally had to go like freshen up. I felt like I was just an emotional ball. And I was just like hot and sweaty and I just need a moment. I'm feeling a bit more stable. This book is obviously a 5-star. Like, this was so unique to me. Different than other drama that I have read. Like, I don't typically seek out those books. So it's not like I have a ton of experience per se, but I felt like the books that do deal with either like friendship or family drama, like this was just so impactful. And the topics discussed here that are kind of just real topics. Like the fact, does it, I don't want to say something, I don't remember if I've already talked about it. Oh no, it does say. So we know that Georgia is from a Southern family. Her brother Oliver that she's the closest with, they let you know in the synopsis that he is not only like in AA and he's recovering from alcoholism, but also he's gay. And think about like your stereotypical religious Southern family. She threw the stereotypes of them obviously being like homophobic and not accepting of him, but didn't just like the complexity of siblings and how they all feel about each other and like the resentment or the jealousy. Then you have parents that they believe did not parent them all equally, love them all equally, and you have Georgia, who is incredible at her like education of psychology and understanding behaviors and like those facial features that give away those behavioral tendencies, I guess. I don't know, describe her, I don't, okay, you know, you get it. I just really liked all of that, like discussion of addiction, religion, complex family relationships. Like, it was just so entertaining, but in such like an impactful way. I will say, I like literally had like I read so much of this book yesterday where I was having a conversation with my mom and like I was thinking about it. Like the way I was responding or the way she was responding, like all of a sudden I was like thinking about like things that Georgia talks about in this book, and I was like, whoa, like It is just so, wow. I loved that the 3 books we read were so different from each other, like Great Big Beautiful Life, not being your stereotypical romance we typically get from Emily Henry of, you know, we had this book where it's 50% our main characters, our main, you know, like love story characters, and then 50% Margaret, who you're learning about through their interviews, you're learning about her life, and like that just had such a good like spin to the book. And then I dive into a kind of stereotypical romance where you have Abby Jimenez giving us 2 characters, like right person, wrong time, who are just working at trying to make that work and having you really just like root for them and like hope that they can figure it out. But they're dealing with real life stuff. Her family issues are like just so hard to read about, I'm sure, like for many people. I mean, it just kind of hurt for me as an empath, but luckily I didn't have like that firsthand experience that I think could have made this a lot harder to read. And then diving into the conditions of will, it's really like, yes, there's this love story or like a romance in it, but it's not a romance story. You're really following this family and the drama of it and all the complexity parts of a Southern family with religion and people that just want to tell secrets, people that just want to be mean to each other. You have alcoholism, just addiction, like there was so much to that layered book. And I feel like they were all unique, and I'm glad that I read them together though, because I feel like there's like that common ground of romance, but they were all told in such different ways. And we had Great Big Beautiful Life, be 5 stars. We had Say You'll Remember Me. I haven't put a rating on Goodreads yet. I want to say probably 4 stars. Maybe 4.25. We'll see what I end up putting on Goodreads, but like that is the rating. And then 5 stars from the conditions of will. So this was such a successful reading vlog. I had so much fun doing it. I'm excited for the next one, diving into fantasy and being completely different than what we had here, but I'm hoping that it is equally as successful. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you have read any of these, what your thoughts are, if you're excited about them. Hopefully you were able to enjoy this as a non-spoiler vlog. Hopefully you didn't feel like I gave any spoilers, but my DMs are open for any spoiler discussions. Hopefully you leave the comment section down below, non-spoiler. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next one.